It's mid-March 2008. Panic floods Wall Street's marble halls. Lehman Brothers' fate hangs by a thread. Inside the conference room, titans like Hank Paulson and Rick Fuld argue over whether to save the doomed giant or let it collapse. The stakes, the entire global economy. But how did we get here, and what ruthless choices carved this crisis? Stick around, because this story is one of greed, fear, and power plays that almost broke the world. Lehman Brothers stumbles first, setting off a chain reaction no one can stop. The drama isn't just about one bank, it's about a system tottering on the edge. In September 2008, Lehman's CEO Richard Fuld pleaded with Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson and Fed Chair Ben Bernanke for a government bailout. But time ran out. No deal came through. Lehman filed for bankruptcy, the largest in American history. That moment shattered investor confidence and sparked a global financial freefall. Imagine a row of dominoes lined up across a table. Each one stands tall, but if the first falls, it knocks the next down, and so on. The financial crisis spread similarly. Mortgage defaults toppled banks, which rattled credit markets, which froze the economy. The domino effect showed how interconnected Wall Street and Main Street really were. Lehman's crash wasn't just a business failure. It revealed invisible cracks in the entire financial system. Risk spread everywhere, hidden inside complex derivatives and unregulated markets. The crisis forced regulators and markets to wake up to just how fragile the economy had become, built on shaky ground and reckless bets. Behind closed doors, titans clash. It's a high-stakes poker game of egos, alliances, and survival. The crisis is as much about humans as it is about numbers. Hank Paulson, former Goldman Sachs CEO turned Treasury Secretary, set up a secret war room to coordinate the rescue effort. He orchestrated backdoor meetings with CEOs of the largest banks, pushing them to merge, buy troubled assets, or take government money, moves nobody wanted but all feared losing more. As markets froze, banks like Merrill Lynch scrambled to raise billions overnight. They sold assets at fire sale prices, desperately patching holes in their balance sheets. This scramble was chaos, like trying to plug a leaky ship while already sinking, with thousands of ships around you taking on water too. In this crisis, ego wasn't just noise. It was a force that shaped fate. CEOs guarded their legacies fiercely. Hank Paulson faced political pressure, yet had to push impossible decisions. Greed, fear, pride, and power collided, turning rescue plans into dramatic battles that played out in whispers and harsh phone calls. Once the dust settles, the ruin reveals hard truths. The crisis reshapes finance forever, but only if you dare to learn. The crisis taught us risk isn't just about big numbers. It hides deep inside complex financial products nobody fully understood, mortgage-backed securities, credit default swaps, that multiplied exposure like an invisible virus. It's a stark reminder. If you can't explain it simply, you probably don't fully get the risk. The government stepped in because certain institutions were too big, interconnected, and vital to fail without catastrophic fallout. But this too-big-to-fail safety net also encouraged recklessness, because banks bet on getting rescued. It's like giving a lifeline but also feeding risky behavior, a dangerous paradox that still haunts the system. The bright side? The crisis pushed for more transparency, more regulation, and scarred stakeholders who can no longer ignore the truth. It proved the value of asking tough questions, demanding clarity, and never underestimating the impact of hidden risks. The economy wasn't stronger because it was bigger. It became stronger by becoming clearer. Remember that tense moment in the room with Hank Paulson and Rick Fuld? The decisions weren't just numbers, they were bets on humanity under pressure. Too big to fail shows us why understanding risk deeply, questioning ego-fueled power plays, and demanding transparency aren't just abstract ideals, they're survival tools. So next time you hear too big to fail, try this. Question where invisible risks might be lurking beneath the surface, and trust clarity over complexity. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.